Hi, John and Derek. How are you guys? We'll be live in just a couple minutes. No, guys, for real, we'll be live in like a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Adam W's Escape from Rapunzel's Tower Power Hour podcast extravaganza run for the cure. I'm Tommy Ippolite. That's Eddie Trujillo. Adam, this is your show. Introduce us.
Oh, yeah. What's up? Welcome to the show. We got Tommy and Eddie and me.
Lot of energy. I like it, man. So far, this show is off to a really good start. We got, I believe, 1.5 viewers, and we're 12 minutes late. So let's get into it. What are you guys smoking tonight?
Hey, turn up. I'm smoking Summer Solstice Celebration or some shit.
Ooh.
10 Gears. The same thing I was smoking last episode, actually.
That's true. I think that's all you have, isn't it?
No, we have lemon and what's the other flavor?
Juicy Peach is what I'm smoking.
That's how I like my ladies.
Juicy with the peach.
Juicy peach. I don't think I know what that even means, if we're being honest with each other.
It's that's millennials. We get it.
It's millennials, yeah. Like that's a good thing, right? A juicy peach. Like that's what I should look for.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also just like in general in the grocery store.
Yeah, juicy peaches. I mean, we got we got like the good peaches here. We got the Palisade peaches that are grown like 4 hours away from here, so we get that shit straight
They're
up.
so good.
So fire.
See, Jersey's all about tomatoes.
Well, that makes sense. There's a lot of Italians there.
No, it's Jersey tomatoes are like a whole different thing.
Really?
No, like for real. Tomatoes and corn, like in the fall. Fucking corn, hell yeah, dude! South Jersey, like corn, like that's grown in New Jersey. Yeah, we have different soil than the rest of the country. That's why we're called the Garden State.
Oh, that makes sense.
I thought that's because you had the Madison Square Garden.
That's New York.
We're gonna be in New York, same thing.
I mean we are gonna be in New York, but it's not the same thing. New York and New Jersey, they are two completely different states. They're close to each other though.
They're like walking distance.
Yeah. So Adam, we have to look. We got to stay on topic here. You're being quiet. Okay, you got your head down. You were all big and bad in the chat not too long ago, talking about how this is your show. It's my show. I did all the artwork. All the pictures are me. All this shit. So here we are. Well, let me tell you something. The record will show that you did because I just said that you said it. So that's how the show works. That's now you said it. So we gotta figure out what's the trick to your fantastic locks.
You just don't go to a barber. Really, that's like the only place you don't go.
I mean, I'm sure there's other places that you probably shouldn't go to grow good hair, like heroin dealers, because like it's not good for your hair or skin. Heroin. So you should not go to your local heroin den if you want to have luscious locks like Adam.
I've been staying out of the heroin dens for 4 years now.
Congratulations, bro. I'm
Thanks,
proud of
Doc.
you. I'm proud of you. This has really gone off course fast. Our little joke segment has gotten dark. So that's enough with that. No, there is one thing I want to ask you, Adam. Being a male with hair that long, is there not any special care that you have to take, like for your hair, that you wouldn't if you had shorter hair? Like, do showers? I mean, showers have to take a little bit longer. But like, do you not use like any, like you literally just don't get your hair cut? There's not like special long hair product that you use? Like my girlfriend puts like 90 things in her hair every morning.
Yeah, same with mine. But I think at the end of my senior year I started growing it, and the last time I like really cut it was for baseball pictures my senior year, and that's because my mom always made me cut my fucking hair. And then I saw Bass Nectar later that year for the first time, and after watching him headbang with fucking long ass hair, I was like, I want that. So I just never stopped. I've gotten it trimmed once. And
Got you.
Like over a year ago.
Now that was like a really cool story, but that did not answer my question even a little bit. So what I asked you was, let's try and fucking zone in a little bit here. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys need to open a window in Colorado or something. Something's going on because you missed my whole question. My question was, as a male, do you use any special hair products that you wouldn't if you had short hair?
No, I just go and buy the cheap shit. I think I spend more money on toothpaste than hair products.
All right, that's all. That's that's enough. Let's, for God's sake, let's move on. What now? This show is the Payday Podcast. It will remain the Payday Podcast. I'm messing with whatever his name is, Adam. So it is the Payday Podcast. I do like this picture of you in the background, though. I also want to mention, guys, I have a new mic stand.
Hey, turn up.
Look at this thing. Look. If I ever decide to stand up, I'm not going to ever stand up, but I can move it around. Look at this.
That thing's not tall enough.
Yeah, actually, it'll straighten out all the way. I don't need to show that right now, though. That'd be weird. We don't need to do that.
You gotta flex with the new toy, bro.
I just did. Look, it literally flexed. Boom. Flex.
Damn it, he beat me to it.
Flex. All right, so what do we got to talk about today? Eddie, you plan the show. I've been working until literally right now, so that's why we were a little bit late. Hopefully we sound okay. I'm not looking at the comments. I don't know if you guys are. There's nobody watching us anyway.
Facts. So basically, one of the main things that I thought was pretty crazy, especially in hip hop news, the boy Bun B was out here busting caps at people. I think it happened yesterday. Some dude tried to break into his house, His wife was home. His wife was actually the one who answered the door. I guess they were expecting a delivery. And this dude, like in a mask and everything, fucking gets into the house, and I guess he held Bun B's wife at gunpoint. Bun B was in the house. He was upstairs. In order to try to save her husband, she was like, yo, just take this key. It's the Audi in the garage. Just go get it. Leave. And fucking, I guess Bun B heard the commotion, came to the stairs, and I guess just started dumping on the dude with a gun. Only hit him once in the shoulder, but he got him, dude.
How many times did he fire? Do you know?
I don't think they said officially.
Yeah, but there's shots fired from both parties, and I guess it made its way to the garage, and
That's wild.
and then he ended up checking himself into a hospital where he was arrested.
Dumbass. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Let me go rob somebody. Hold up, I got shot. I gotta go.
Let me go patch this up real
And
quick.
what state does Bun B live in? Do you know? Do you guys know?
Texas.
He lives in Texas, so everybody's armed in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that was, we watched his attorney talk about it, and the reporter was trying to get some information out of him, and he's like, in this state we heavily respect the Second Amendment or something like that.
And basically he was like, there's no investigation going on with Bun B. Bun B was just protecting himself, defending himself in his home, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't seem like Bun B's gonna have to go face any charges.
Nor should he.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And he's probably going to have to testify in court and shit. But other than that, good on him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's literally what guns are for.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. I couldn't imagine something like that happening. That's fucking wild as hell.
Yeah,
but
that's insane.
definitely good on him. Like I said.
No, dude, I called somebody when there was a squirrel in my crawl space.
That's the thing. I don't disbelieve that.
my mom. I called my mom. I was like, "Yo, Ma,
What do I do?
there's a squirrel in the crawl." She's like, "He'll probably come out."
But also, interesting coincidence. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. Bun B this week dropped a new album with Static Selecta. I've heard a couple of tracks off of it. It sounds pretty good. Michi Darko from the Flatbush Zombies is featured on one of the tracks, which is one of them that I heard.
That's cool. Really That's very cool. That's very cool. So I wonder if he's gonna have like a song that'll come out. It'll be about like, you're not taking my Audi.
Facts. You listen to a lot of Bun B though, yeah?
I mean, I do. I listen to some Bun B. I wouldn't say I listen to a lot of Bun B. I don't really listen to a lot of like Southern hip hop.
Sure, that's fair.
Which is not like my thing. Like I used to probably more when I was younger, but I haven't. I couldn't. I don't know that I could name like a bunch of Bun B songs right now.
Facts, absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't.
So, go ahead.
First of all, hold on, time out, pause. We didn't ask what the fuck you're smoking. What are you smoking?
I know you guys are dickheads.
I like how you had to bring the B2 into the frame.
I thought maybe you guys didn't notice I was smoking or something. I was just waiting for somebody to ask me. Like I'm like,
I didn't want to say anything too early. I know the Lotus, so
we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, I waited. That's why we're running late. I'm just smoking some AF orange, just straight AF orange because I was in a rush, and it's easy to pack.
Sure.
Facts. See, I don't know. I feel like I can't do blondes with a Lotus. I feel like that just cooks it too quick for me.
It can. I definitely like when I use the Lotus or any HMD. I tend to use it at a lower heat than what I normally smoke at anyway. So the way that I like to use it, I try to have it be like a more carefree session. So I'm not gonna have to move coals and move stuff around, but you're not gonna have the strongest flavor and the strongest or the biggest clouds either. The way that I usually will try to manage my Lotus, I keep it on the slightly cooler side. I still smoke hot, probably compared to a lot of people, but.
Sure. Hell yeah. Same. Also me.
So, let's talk about Old Town Road.
Yo.
Because it's important. We have to.
First of all,
I can't escape this fucking song.
Absolute banger. Absolute fucking banger. That is a great song.
It's okay.
It's not. It's really a good song. You're
I
wrong. You have terrible taste in music, bro.
I know that.
I mean, you're not wrong, Tommy. Absolutely.
So, for those of you who don't know, Old Town Road is a song by, what's the kid's name?
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X, who is like basically like a SoundCloud rapper.
Facts.
And he puts this song out, and it's a rap song. I mean, it's a hip hop song with like it's a twist off a 9 Inch Nails like instrumental, right?
I don't know. I think so.
I'm pretty sure it's a 9 Inch Nails song originally that then they turned into a hip hop beat. And then he raps over it with like a real like cowboy country twang.
I got the horses in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's rapping about being a cowboy.
Yeah.
And I guess the TikTok app is what really like set him off, which is weird to think about. Like, he got famous from the TikTok app, but he got famous from the TikTok app, and people, because it's kind of catchy and stuff, like basically just turning into cowboys was like the meme that was going on. And then he put out a video of his song set to gameplay of Red Dead Redemption 2. And that like took off. And like country music, like regular country music radio stations were like just straight ripping the song off of YouTube and playing it so much that he was in the Billboard country top charts.
I think he was number 1.
I think he was. And so, he's in there. It's not like your typical country song. And then there was some big debate over that, and Billboard ended up taking him out of the charts because they said he doesn't fit enough criteria of country. And then like Billy Ray Cyrus got on the remix, and now the kid, his ticket is paid.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But there's a lot of controversy about it, like within both country music and within hip hop, as like whether or not this is a good song, B, a country song, C, a hip hop song, or is this a new thing now that people are going to start doing, which is kind of what I hope. I would love to hear more songs like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love to hear like more riding on my tractor. I'm with that.
Well,
I'm with that.
There's actually a lot of country, especially like in the past 10 or so years, that has actually tried to come in and copy a lot of what rap does, the same kind of lyrical style and everything like that, just set to country beats. So it was kind of strange to me, and obviously they don't peak on the rap billboards or anything like that.
Right.
But it's strange to me that whatever about his song wasn't country enough to where he had to actually just bring a country singer in to get like recognition. That's so crazy. It's
really bizarre, and it's been interesting to me to follow, because I'm not like hugely into country music per se, especially like country music that's on the radio. But it's really interesting to hear a lot of country artists stand up like in support of him and being like, this is a good song, and it's about the same stuff that we talk about all the time. Like who decides what's quote unquote country music?
Facts.
Because it's not like it's the Grand Ole Opry is what you're still hearing on the radio now. It's all studio produced. It's all samples. It's all drum machines for the most part. Like your radio top 40 country music is, very well done, just like all other types of music. So what is the problem? And then there's other people obviously that are like, no, that's not fucking country.
Like, I mean, I don't get that. But then also on the same note, there's rappers who are just coming out the wood. Well, I wouldn't say coming out the woodwork. There's been a couple rappers for sure that have voiced an opinion about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange to me because it is really a country song. But the kid's black, so I think that's probably where most of the backlash comes from. He's a black kid. He should be making rap, and it's just not stereotypical.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily just that he's black, but I think that plays a big part. Like, I think if it was a white guy doing the same song, there would still be talk about this sounds like hip hop. Like, I think it would still be said, but maybe not as vehemently.
I guess it comes down to like what defines a genre.
Well, and how do you figure that out? And whose place is it to decide? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like is it based off the beat? Is it based off like the content of the lyrics,
the instrumentation?
Yeah, like
what's the deal?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't know. That's a lot, to try to fit into one genre or another when it's both.
Right. It's a hybrid mix of both, really. I mean, It blows my mind. But everybody's been talking about it. I mean, it's a huge cultural phenomenon at this point, and I think that's awesome. I think that it's great that a kid can have such an amazing fucking existence in the hip hop community, because this kid's not even like 20 yet. I think he's still in his teens.
Well, and he's shaking the music industry, like literally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like, I think that's cool, but I also feel like he, like, there's no way he expected any of this to happen.
Right.
You know, like that was absolutely a joke song that he did with his friends. You know,
I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't think that, and that's probably because I do follow him on social media, so I know a little bit more about the process. But it seems like he's really taking this song seriously, and he's also made it a point to say that he actually has more renditions of Old Town Road on the way, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
Yeah, that's super strange.
Have
but,
like an Old Town Road album by Lil Nas X.
Did you see that Dave East like just fully told him that he sucks? To switch it back to hip hop, there are some hip hop people that are like, this is not hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like for sure.
I had saw something about Dave East saying something about it, but I hadn't read too much into it. Who the hell did I say? Did I say the right name?
Yeah. Okay. Davies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's his name.
For some reason.
We got it.
But fucking yeah, man. I guess he had an opinion about it. He basically shat all over it. He just said, this shit is garbage. This isn't hip hop, like at all. Which I understand, but it's also got. I mean, who's to say? It's a dope song. I think it can exist in both genres. It's on the top charts of both genres.
Oh yeah.
Ebro also had something to say about it. Ebro had said that it's basically just turning into a meme. The whole rap game basically is what he's saying, with all these SoundCloud rappers who are coming out, and this dude who now made basically, I guess what he's saying is a parody song.
That's interesting.
But it really isn't. And DJ Academics, who is a personality on YouTube, he goes over kind of like the trending hip hop shit. He ended up clapping back at Ebro on Twitter, saying, you're the person that's in charge of cultivating, with his job at Apple, he's in charge of cultivating what actually really ends up on the top 50 list. So he said, for all the shit you're talking, you're not doing anything to change the culture. You're not doing anything to make this better or to put it in a more positive light, which I think it should be. I think that this kid is very talented, and I don't think that people should necessarily be talking shit on him for creating something that was so different.
I have to agree with you like 100% on that, because the thing is, like, if you actually do sit down and listen to the song, and this is one of the really cool things for me about like just learning about this kid a little bit and being interested in it and then finding out about him. And like I watched, like, he was interviewed by, I forget who it was now, but he was talking about the song and like, what the different lyrics mean and all this stuff, and like it seems at least like he was genuinely thinking about writing this song. Like, it isn't just the lyrics are just funny. Like he talks about like, what he was going through in his life at the time when he wrote this song, and like that's how he was feeling. He was like kicked out of his parents' house. He was staying at his mom's. He didn't have nothing. Everybody's got cars. Everybody's got money. You ain't got nothing. As soon as cars came out, horses were obsolete. So I got my horse and I'm gonna ride it as far as I can. That's fucking sick. Like, that's dope. I am with that. Like, that was like it's like I was not, when I first heard about this song and had first like just like seen like a couple memes, I was with all the other old people and like, this is not good music. Like, this is not gonna be good music. And then like I listened to the song and I was like, it's actually kind of cool, and it's not super repetitive. It's not all mumbled and everything else. Like, it is lyrical. There is a bit of a story. Like, he is telling a story.
Right.
And, he's just doing it in the same, like, braggadocious way that rappers normally talk, but as if he was a country guy. And that's really what he did. And it's awesome. And it was a really cool interview to see. So I do have queued up the audio. I had the video queued up and I just like deleted it while I was trying to get to it. So I'm going to play some audio real quick. There's going to be the whitest girl possible that's going to explain what is happening with Lil Nas X.
Extreme male artist on YouTube, Youngboy was recently dethroned by LNX by a little over 2 million more streams. And speaking of stealing someone's thunder, it looks like Justin Bieber wants Soulja Boy's best comeback title. JB posted 2 photos from his guest appearance at Coachella with the caption, "At Soulja Boy, I had the biggest comeback of 2019. However, I guess he changed his caption because now it reads, like I never left." Even if the screenshots of the other caption are fake, it's still funny. We missed you, JB.
So I started that early. Like, I think now is where it was supposed to start.
To Lil Nas X, recall how his hit record was dissed by Dave East?
This Old Town Road is f***ing whack.
Everyone has their opinions. However, Lil Nas X was actually asked about his comments on the Zach Sang show, and this is what he had to say.
So, how do you feel about Dave East calling the song whack?
I honestly, like, I got this question so good. It's like, I have the #1 song in the country. I do not give a about what Dave East is saying.
That was a perfect response.
But all right, hit that sub, like, and bell button, comment the word comment, and follow me on social media.
Like, he's likable as hell. He's just likable as hell.
Oh yeah, facts. He's just the kid enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
That's really all it is at the end of the day. Are we done? I'm sorry, I don't want to be talking up the clip.
Clip's done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking kid, bro, just living it up. Like, he's probably already made $1 million off of this hit. He's fucking, I mean, obviously he had to pay Billy Ray Cyrus somehow, so definitely making some money somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's just a fucking kid doing what kids do.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just it's so cool. So did you see? I don't have it pulled up and ready. Where he tweeted at Dave East right after Dave East said that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He tweeted at him like it was like a long, like a 4-minute clip from the Joe Rogan podcast. And I don't remember what it was about now. I thought you would know.
Oh shit, dude! No, I failed you in this department.
Nice.
You guys. I just want to not you guys, but the viewers out there. I want you guys to know. Eddie sent me the link that I'm talking about. Eddie sent me the link.
I'm pulling up a blank. I've been sick all day.
Eddie sent me the link. What, you shit your brains out? Eddie sent me the link. So I'm thinking I got obviously a real easy opening, and Eddie can explain this because he sent it to me, and he was like, "Oh, check this out." Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's 2 days too long.
Yeah. Scroll up for like 4 minutes. You'll find it. You can watch it now.
All right, time out. You got to keep going though. I gotta find
No, I'm kidding. We don't have to go back to that. So Kodak Black got a new haircut.
Yo, facts. Do you have that photo we can pull up?
I probably not. I can try though.
I hate you so much. Kodak Black, man, he's tripping. He's doing some crazy shit. He actually has been in the news quite a lot lately, at least the hip hop news. He decided to make some interesting comments about the Nipsey Hussle death. He also had said basically that when she's ready, he is available, and he would be more than happy to be the man in her life once she's done grieving.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? So
why would you say a thing like that?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely crazy. But Kodak is known to say some pretty off the wall shit, which is definitely like, I mean, look, I mean, if we can pull it up,
it's coming.
His hair is fucking crazy. So what he did is he basically ripped off the Lisa Simpson look.
Bang! There it is.
Oh my god! So he dyed his luscious cone-shaped locks blonde, and it definitely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he just ripped that straight from Lisa Simpson. It's definitely an interesting look to say the least.
That's awesome.
Yo, so you got to keep talking about it so I can rebuild our show real quick because I just deleted our.
Hell yeah. So basically you can see he's got some yellow up in there. It's an interesting look. I don't think he made a comment as to why he did it.
I was gonna say, was it actually like Lisa Simpson inspired, or
I don't know, but it definitely
like,
looks like it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like, how could it not?
It's insane. I don't listen to Kodak Black's music. I've listened to like a couple of his features. They're all right. I don't respect the kid obviously for what he said with the whole Nipsey stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, you're free to do whatever you want with your hair, I guess. But
it's not really a good look.
It definitely is not. I agree with you on that.
I mean, I'm not like super. I don't know. I don't even know the word. I'm not like super stylish. We should talk to Frank about what Frank thinks of this. Let's call him.
I was going to say, get him on the horn.
Facts, 100%. But it's just so crazy. Like, I never in a million years thought I would see a rapper with Lisa Simpson hair.
That's pretty wild.
Let's call Frank and see what he thinks of this whole situation. I bet he's not even watching our show, you guys.
Probably not.
Do you see the amount of respect I get around here?
Facts. It's kind of infinitesimal.
Hey, Tommy. I'm on the phone with Cameron. We're
Frank Cephalo, we are live on air. I'm calling you to talk about Lisa Simpson's hair, buddy.
Oh, this is awkward.
We are live on air. Say hello to all the viewers out in THL land. We are live. We are doing the Adam W's Escape from Rapunzel's Tower Power Hour podcast extravaganza run through the cure. Quickly open up YouTube and let us know what you think, because you're the expert on hair.
What? You want me to open up YouTube right now?
You know what, Frank? I'm starting my own group. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, you guys.
No professionalism. Oh, no
I swear to God. Next week, we're having Frank on the show.
Facts. I'm with it. We can get Frank on the show. We said we were going to get Frank on the show like 4 shows ago.
Yeah, we bumped him.
You know, sometimes it got to be like that.
It happens. Sometimes you get bumped.
Facts.
So that was no insight. Frank gave us no help and no insight, just like running the show, just like everything that we try to do. It's, you know, Adam basically has been running the group for the last 3 weeks all by himself, the whole group.
Facts.
Y'all don't even know who I am.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. And that's why, like, the Smoke December stuff finally started getting sent out. When did that happen? As soon as Adam got on the Payday podcast team. So
making things happen, bro.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying it's a coincidence, but
I mean, if we're talking about superheroes at the moment, Adam being a superhero, running it out with all the Smoke December stuff. You were talking to me earlier about Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
yeah, I guess that's like confirmed. The dude who did the first one, I believe, is directing it. That I guess he's like the guy that got like Chris Pratt to be. I don't know, Tommy. Have you ever watched Guardians?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he's like the guy who got Chris Pratt to be Star-Lord.
Did you guys watch Parks and Rec?
No. We have a buddy that fucking downs that shit like nothing though.
Facts.
So one of my favorite just Chris Pratt things that ever happened was so he's on Parks and Rec, and his character on Parks and Rec is like kind of like a chubby fuck up kind of a guy. Like that's his that's his deal on the show. And then, you know, one season, all of a sudden during the season, they're shooting the first Guardians Galaxy while they're shooting Parks and Rec. So he goes from this flabby guy to this like just muscle bound man. Like, you know, one season ends and the next season starts and it's like, oh, that's a new guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really obvious. So one of the very first scenes of that season, they're walking up the set of stairs, and the one of the characters says to Chris Pratt, like that's amazing. How did you lose all this weight? And he's like, oh, I just stopped drinking beer. Lost 35 pounds in 4 weeks. He says, how much beer were you drinking? Oh, probably too much. Probably too much, he says. It's amazing. Yeah, but yeah, I really like the Guardians movie. So the third one is definitely happening.
Yeah, that's what I saw. And with like, I think the Endgame, the Avengers Endgame is like comes out tomorrow. I think tomorrow night.
Right.
Which is like, that's like a really big deal because that's like kind of like the finale.
Yeah, right.
Which is like something they've been working towards for like 10 years now, which is cool. I'm not like super into the Marvel universe, but like I watched like all the OGs, like the original Iron Mans and shit, and it's really cool to see like a franchise like this grow in the way it has.
It is really cool. It's kind of like just a cool thing for movies in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
because it's like a legitimate like universe that they're
Yeah,
just
and I wish-
exploring all of. Like I kind of almost wish I was more into it. Like my girlfriend's like real into like the Marvel universe, and like I'll watch the movies, and I like them. I think they're cool, but I like couldn't sit and like do trivia.
I don't watch like a whole lot of movies, but those are like on my list. I need to like run through them. But I wish like DC could pull off the same thing, but their movies just suck. Like like if they could have done it with like the Christian Bale, like Christopher Nolan, like if they could get Christopher Nolan to run that shit, that would be awesome. He's the director of The Dark Knight and like Interstellar.
Yo, he loves all 3 of those movies actually.
Yeah,
Me too.
Top 3.
Yeah.
Watching
Interstellar.
I hadn't seen Interstellar before moving in with this guy, and it's a really dope movie. Like if you don't watch movies, I would 100% recommend you see that. I don't watch movies, and that was something that had me entertained the entire time.
It's a long film, but it's so fucking.
I haven't seen it.
It's really great.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think so. I don't think I've seen it. No.
Oh, it's really good. It's like, and the reason why I think it's so good is because it's directed by Christopher Nolan. He always like there's like a lot of like, he doesn't like cheap out. Like I guess for like the space scenes in that movie, he had like hundreds of terabytes of space footage like that they had made CGI, and they'd project it onto the screens so that when the actors looked out the windows of the spaceship and shit, they'd be in space. And so
that's like, wild.
There, as opposed to just green screening it in.
Right.
And like there's like they're in like Texas, and there's like a lot of cornfields in the movie. And I guess for those scenes, Christopher Nolan bought like 500 acres of cornfields, grew the corn, and then after the movie, sold the corn and sold the land.
So like he like straight up was just like, fuck it, I'm a farmer then.
Yeah, like just so he didn't have to, like, so it wasn't fake. You know, they could actually drive through cornfields.
That's crazy.
That's super wicked. And like I said, I mean, it's a great movie. I don't watch movies.
Now, this is like the 3rd or 4th time you've said that you don't watch movies. And we had talked the other day, and you said it's just because I'm old. But I want to talk about this. So you guys don't have cable, correct?
Facts.
Yeah.
And that's like by choice. Like you don't want cable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an extra expense that we don't need.
That like we tend to find our content on YouTube. And that's like more up our alley than anything on cable TV.
Right.
Really, the one downfall is like sports.
Right.
That's what sucks.
But there's a lot more people doing that now that are like really going to YouTube mainly for their entertainment. Because like you guys don't have Netflix either, right?
No.
We have Hulu though. Oh shit, we don't have Hulu anymore. $45 a month. Oh my god!
Well,
absolutely.
so
we might as well be paying for cable.
So we gotta, like when we were in our old place, we were just using like a TV antenna to get sports and shit.
Right.
Just mainly football and stuff.
And then we moved kind of further out of the city, like we're nestled up against the mountains, and like we can't get those channels like no matter what we try. So for the Super Bowl, I got Hulu because they have live TV. And like I was like, fuck it, like that's fine, $45, because that's like their package for live TV is $45.
Right.
And then I forgot to stop paying for it. So
it happens.
We have till the 28th. Okay? I remember yesterday.
That's enough time to get some what's it called, Stanley Cup playoffs in. That's all I'm
Yeah, facts. The Avies are going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Made it to the second round, which is super dope. So
first time they've done it since 2008.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we care.
The only reason I really care is because it's a hometown. Like, I don't really care for hockey all that much, but
which is crazy because he actually grew up like completely up in the mountains, away from everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, so who's he gonna play hockey with, man?
Well, I mean, with the people that lived in his area. But
Yeah.
he just I never got into hockey, which is crazy.
Yeah, like I was more of a football, baseball kind of guy growing up. And granted, those are like the two sports we had. We didn't have hockey. The kids that played hockey would go to the rich school because they had a team.
I always wanted to try lacrosse, but it interfered with basketball season.
sure. I always wanted to try lacrosse too, but we didn't have lacrosse.
Yeah, we had it as a club, so it wasn't like a sport. It was a club. But there was other schools that had clubs, so you'd like play each other, but there was no real league.
Recreational.
Yeah. It just always looked fun. Like it just always looked like something. I don't know why I'm talking about it, but I don't have anything to add to hockey, so we're gonna talk about lacrosse, I guess.
I agree. I wish I played lacrosse.
We have a lacrosse team here. Do you guys have a lacrosse team in New Jersey? Like an actual?
There's a Philly has a lacrosse team, yeah, pro lacrosse team. It's funny, man. Like a professional lacrosse player still has a job.
Yeah, I know. That's fucking wild. That's so crazy to me. When I was in elementary school, we had the Colorado Mammoths.
We have the Mammoths. Yeah.
We had the Colorado Mammoths come into our school to just like, hey man, this is what we do. This is lacrosse. Just to kind of get more people.
We're also accountants.
Right, exactly. Like most of us have like normal everyday jobs, and we just do this. This is basically fun for us.
Well, and it's one of those things like they get beat up. Like I mean, like you get hurt playing that game. Like I don't know if you guys have been. Have you been to a lacrosse game, like a professional lacrosse game, at any point?
I've never been, but I've watched.
Yeah,
they're super cheap and really fun. Like to go to. Like I feel like I got great seats one time. I spent like $15 a ticket.
That's not bad.
No, it was super fun time. Yeah, it was super fun time. But yeah. So like they have regular jobs, and it's a weird thing to think about. But like professional MMA fighters start out as amateur MMA fighters, sometimes in their late 20s, early 30s. So I like had a closing about a year or so ago. I do mortgages, and I had a closing, and the real estate agent shows up dressed in his suit and stuff with like this big ass swollen eye, and like his lip was cut and all this stuff. And I was like, after the settlement, like I wasn't a guy I like really knew, and I was like, what? Are you all right? Like what's going on? You know? And he was like, oh no, my fight was Friday. Like, what are you doing?
Hell yeah.
Like
that's wild though.
Yeah.
Who's a amateur MMA fighter?
Yeah, but you gotta think. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, if that's the thing you want to try to go do, like, you're gonna have to show up to work beat up sometimes.
Yeah, facts.
That's like you gotta seriously like really decide that's what you want to do, or have a job that's more conducive to. Like, I guess that's more the thing. Is for me like, oh, I'm trying to become a professional MMA fighter. Like, all right, what's your day job? I'm expecting like I don't know, maybe you're a bouncer, maybe you're a bartender. You know what I mean? Maybe you work at Home Depot or something. Right. But like you can't like show up like he's. I mean, it was like he sold a $400,000 house and with a split lip and a black eye.
I mean, hey, sometimes
you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah.
I wanted to be an MMA fighter when I was fresh out of high school. I was like, yo, let me do this. And I actually, when I got right out of high school, I was an electrician for a little while, and then I decided to not do that. Based on just people who worked there, they were like, dog, you're smart. You need to go do something else because you can make a lot more money for not a lot of work. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So after that, I was looking for a job. I became a bouncer, and the dude who I was working for was actually a amateur MMA fighter. He wasn't that good, I don't think, but he knew some dude who was training motherfuckers like crazy. And he was this Irish dude, and he had a temper like a motherfucker. So I was like, hey, bro, like I've been thinking about it. I kind of want to get into MMA. I was like, do you think like you could train me? Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily know the steps to take. He's like, oh yeah, man, just come down to my gym, and then I ended up like a couple weeks later really pissing him off. I don't remember what it was, but I just made a joke, and he fucking hated it.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah, being someone who knows you and has interacted with you a lot, every part of this story so far, I believe. Continue.
And like, think about it as like a younger Eddie too. Like a pretentious.
I can't imagine. I don't want to get to know a younger Eddie.
Nah, but
I meet that Eddie in 10 years.
But
I want to get to know future Eddie.
But anyways, I made that joke, and he basically wanted to fight me. Like, so I was bouncing at a hookah lounge, and I'd gone downstairs to do whatever. I was making those jokes, and he fucking got pissed. He was behind the bar with the homeboy who was an amateur MMA fighter, and I don't remember what the fuck I said, but it made him pissed. And it wasn't like something that was like racist or something that was even necessarily like mean.
No, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he ended up chasing me around the hookah lounge, like trying to fight me.
So you're running from him and he's trying to grapple?
Yeah, exactly.
Like around all these hookahs. That's funny as shit.
That's ridiculous.
The never really got busy, so it wasn't that big of a problem. But it definitely could have been if it was like a Friday or a Saturday night.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. Like you could potentially get in a street fight with like a boxer, and you have a shot to win.
Right.
You could potentially get in a street fight with like a karate guy, or even like who just has a specific specialty. And like, I mean, most likely you're gonna lose because they're trained on how to use their hands. But you have a shot. An MMA fight is literally just a street fight.
Oh yeah, facts.
100%. Like all that means, like him being in a street fight versus being in an MMA fight. There's now moves he knows that he can use that he can't use in the octagon. Like there's stuff, like there's technique that he has that like you're not allowed to do this. He knows how to do well. Like 6 to 12 elbows coming in hot. You're ready.
That's I'm down, all that shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing to have to deal with.
There's a referee to stop it.
Yeah.
There's no referee to stop it, and that's the thing. So I don't know if you know this, but if you're a trained fighter in any way and you get in a fight, so like if he had hit you, you could charge him, or he could be charged with assault with a deadly weapon for using his hands. Because if you're a professional fighter, you're trained in martial arts.
I had a boy who, back in like middle school, he was actually an amateur boxer. He was bad with the gloves, bro. And we would like, he would always get punked by people. And I'm like, bro, just fuck him up. Like, you know how to fight. And he's like, bro, I can't. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I can't fight people because I'm in boxing. So like,
yeah. Yeah, like the level for like calling it self-defense is like literally the same as if you were to shoot someone. So like you have to like in order, like if you're a professional fighter or even just a highly trained martial artist in any way, and you go to use your hands, like you better have been hit first. Like it can't be a bar fight where we started shoving each other and I threw a punch. Like it's because it's I mean, once you've been trained, it's like having the nuclear option.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I mean, like it makes sense, and like if you're the person that's on the receiving end of professional fighter angry at you, you're glad that that's the law. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, like as a professional fighter, like so here's someone who your whole life you've been trained on how to effectively beat the shit out of somebody. If you're a professional fighter, your whole life is nothing but adrenaline and training and, you know, like just like masculinity. I just imagine they rip their shirts off before they go to bed every night. Like it's just all, you know what I mean? Just hella hyped up all of the time. And like you got like some like just ass in a bar trying to pick a fight with you to see if he can fight an MMA guy. And you have to realize like, I can't do that. Like I'm literally like, can't like that's a hard thing to have to deal with.
You just gotta wait for that first one, you know, coax them into it.
I'm sure that's what a lot of professional fighters do too when they end up getting in street fights. Is like, all right, bro, just hit me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Like you gotta initiate it. I'll end it.
Yeah. But I mean, but the thing is, like, just being myself, like, I'm not a professional fighter, but like being a bigger guy, people tend to want to peacock at you.
Oh, yeah.
Like it happens. Like I think we've talked about it on the show before. Like I really don't. I'm not super into going to clubs and stuff like that because there's been lots of times where I'll be like just, you know, walk into the bathroom and it's like, fuck you, you big motherfucker. It's like, what? I don't even know you. Like what are we talking? Like what's wrong with you? Yeah,
well,
but
that's how Adam is completely. Like Adam's like 7 feet tall and he don't fight anybody. This dude don't have a bad fucking temper in him at all. I'm like maybe 2 inches smaller than him and I got a temper like a motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm more of a if I can't work out a situation, my flight or fight is flight for sure.
Bro, so have either of you been in street fights?
I was a bouncer, definitely.
That doesn't mean you got in fights. It means you threw people out of a hookah lounge.
Yeah, I definitely almost killed somebody.
Yeah. Is that a story we can tell? I mean, that was heavy. I wasn't ready for that.
He's still alive, I think, probably somewhere. But I didn't kill him. Just go check the green room. No, but so
let's see if we can get him on the phone. What's his number?
But so the dude was having some issues. He was actually doing coke in our bathroom, which like we don't have a problem with people doing drugs, but if you get caught, we got to say something.
Yeah, like yo, give me some coke.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So he was doing coke. I had to go. First of all, my boss, that MMA fighter, came upstairs and he's like, "Hey, bro, there's somebody doing coke. You got to get him out." I was like, "All right, for sure." So I'm back there, and he was the dude who came in regularly. Like we talked, you know, like we weren't friends, but I've seen him before, and he's seen me before. And so he was down there, and I was like, hey man, like you got to go. And he's like, what happened? And I was like, oh, like people said they saw you doing coke in the bathroom, so we got to get you out of here, unfortunately. I was being real nice, like I wasn't being in his face or anything. I was like, you don't have to go home, obviously, you can go wherever the hell you want, but you just can't be here. So without any issue, he walked up the stairs. We walked out to the front of the building, and everything was cool. But then he kept putting his arm on our guardrail, and it was really just my boss being petty. And he said, you gotta tell him to leave. He's gotta be away from here. And I was like, all right, for sure. So I was like, hey man, like I'm sorry, but you gotta go. Like you can't be out in front of here with what you got caught doing. You gotta dip. He's like, okay, cool. So he steps away a little bit, gets on the phone with somebody, and then he comes back and he puts his arm on our rail, and I'm like, hey man, like I just told you, like you can't be here. You gotta go. And so he kind of got offended by that. He stepped back and he started talking shit, and I was like, all right, dude, like have a good night, whatever. This isn't worth having a fight over. And so he kept talking shit, this, that, or the other. So at that point I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna see if he's gonna do anything. If he does anything, we'll deal with it, but if not, he's just gonna go a separate way. So I walked down, I'm like, hey man, like you're talking shit, if you have a problem, what's up? Right in his face. He didn't say anything, like didn't say a word, didn't even open his mouth. And I was like, all right, cool, man, just have a good night, bro. And so I go to turn around and walk up the little steps of the stoop where the hookah lounge was, and he like goes to run up on me, and my boss was right there, and he's like, yo, watch out. And I turned around, I'm like, what the fuck?
So your boss, the professional fighter, is like, yo, watch out.
Yeah. He's like, watch your back. And I was like, I turned around and I was like, what the fuck? And I just got in his face. I was like, what's up, bro? If you want to do something, let's do it right now. Like, don't try to hit me when I turn around. And so he ended up pushing me, and I was like, all right, okay. So I was like, I know you won't do that again. I was like, you have a good night. And he gives me one more push, and I was like, all right, bro, you got to go. So I grabbed him. He was probably taller than Adam is. He's probably about the same height as you, but he wasn't as big. He was a real skinny guy. And
what are you trying to say?
Right. I mean, I'm just trying to say,
What are you trying to say? I mean, that was like, why you gotta hurt people's feelings?
What do you mean? I was saying that he wasn't like you. Like, if it was someone who looked like you, I definitely wouldn't have stepped to him like that.
I sound like you called me fat.
Oh, no, you sound
like you call him fat.
You got some weight on you. You could definitely throw a good punch. That's basically what I was saying. You wanted to be
anyway,
no.
I'm sorry. Finish your story.
So I grabbed dude by his collar, and in downtown Denver, on every block, there's a bunch of bike racks. So I was like, I'm gonna push him over the bike rack. He's gonna fall down. He's gonna realize like I'm not someone to fuck with. So I grab him, I push him, and I fucking just beamed his ass all the way over the goddamn thing. And he falls into the street and hits his head on the fucking asphalt. And I'm like, oh shit.
And you just shoved him, or you hit him?
I pushed him.
So you pushed him almost to death.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's not where the story gets crazy.
That'd be a great Minecraft. Push to death.
But fucking
that should have been the title.
Pushed to death.
Pushed to death.
We'll read the story No, but so I pushed him. He fell. He hit his head. But this dude was all coked up, all drunk and coked up, and he got right back up. And I was like, oh fuck, dude, this is gonna be a problem. And so like I wasn't worried about it because obviously I just manhandled him. But I was like, I'm gonna have to like knock this dude out. Like he's gonna have to go to sleep for him to stop fucking with me.
Right.
So I went to go grab him by the legs to go just give him a leg takedown, and he grabs me by the back of the neck. And like when he grabbed me by the back of the neck, like I just froze up and I couldn't move for some reason. And at that moment, like my boss, my MMA fighter boss, he was still out there. So he fucking comes running down the stairs, and he's probably at least like 300 something pounds. He comes running full speed down the stairs, clocks this dude in the mouth. The guy lets him go. He stumbles back a couple times. His eyes roll in the back of his head, and he fucking just like lunges back at me. So I go to grab him by his collar again, and along the street, there's a bunch of cars because everybody's downtown. Everybody's trying to have a good night, and I grab the dude by the collar. I'm just like, I gotta take him down. He's very flimsy, so I could probably do it. And so I grabbed him by the shirt. There was this black Impala that was parked in the street. That was one of the bouncers next door. I fucking grabbed him, dude, and I smashed him against the like backside, like almost the trunk of his car, and then he like fell and rolled under the car on the side in the gutter. And so in my head, I immediately was like, okay, this motherfucker's still moving. He ain't sleeping. So I got on top of him in the gutter, got both of my hands around his neck, and I fucking was just choking the dude. Like in my head, it was like, this guy's got to die. And that's just how it is. And luckily,
that's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause I was going to jail.
It's not good.
And so fucking there was this lady, this white chick. She walks up, and it's probably like 11:30, almost midnight. I'm choking this dude out, and she fucking just comes up screaming, "He's gonna kill him! He's gonna kill him! Oh my god!" So that makes my fucking adrenaline like even more like I am gonna kill him.
You're goddamn right.
My saving grace was this big fucking black dude. He comes up behind me, bro, and just scoops me up. And he's like, I'm fucking flailing. I'm like, I'm the bouncer, da da da. Let me go, da 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 da.
I'm the bouncer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Like, I know what I'm doing, da 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 da. And fucking this guy's like, nah, bro, I got you. You need to chill out. And he just basically bear hugged me from the back and like walked me over like 5 feet. He's like, bro, you need to chill. He's like, it ain't worth it. He's like, whatever that fight's about, it ain't worth it. And then he just walked off.
That's cool.
It was fucking crazy, dude.
That was your guardian angel.
Yeah,
though.
I
That's
100%.
that's like
that.
that's definitely the closest to meeting God.
Yeah, facts. 100%. I mean, that guy on the ground definitely got pretty close to meeting God, but I think I came a lot closer.
You might have. Yeah, that's a good story.
It's crazy, man.
It's a good story.
And that's one of the things. Like that's what made me quit being a bouncer. I was like, you know what? That didn't even need to happen.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah,
And
well,
so
it's a hard thing. It's weird. I mean, like, just as humans, and I feel like especially males, like, we got some caveman stuff left over.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Because like, you could be friends with somebody, and like, you could, you know, have all the best intentions of the world. You're just trying to have a regular conversation, maybe help them out with some personal problem that's going on in their life, and you talk to them, and they could scream and yell at you and curse at you and everything else. And then 2 days later, you could do a stream together and have a really nice time and have a normal conversation. And it's because you know each other. You know what I mean? But meanwhile, I could be driving my car and like someone who I don't know cuts me off and I blow the horn and he gives me the finger and I'm enraged to the point that like I'm considering getting out.
Yeah, facts.
And I have no idea who that person is. I'm never going to see him again. I'm never going to meet him again. Like, it's like some leftover caveman stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely very strange. I don't know necessarily what you were talking about with that first part, but
I know. It's a shame.
But speaking of friends who sometimes don't like each other, back to hip hop, YNM Melly, the boy. I don't know if anybody.
What an amazing transition.
You're not supposed to point it out. That'd become awful.
Speaking of friends who don't like each other.
So YNM Melly is the boy. He's a rapper based out of, I think, Pembroke Pines, Florida, which is actually where my homeboys, who I met from Florida, are from. Which is kind of scary. I don't think I want to meet him when I'm in New York anymore. But this kid, he wrote this song, and it's called "Murder on My Mind," and it's basically talking about this kid, he killed somebody, and this is his story. And I don't think it was supposed to be like a real story or interpreted as a real story, but some shit went down recently, and I think it's happened within the last couple months. I didn't really report on it because I didn't know the story, and wasn't really interested in it. I thought it was just kind of something, maybe they got the wrong person. But it turns out this dude, he actually went and murdered two of his best friends who are in his rap group. So I think one of the boys that got
allegedly,
one of the boys who got killed was named YNM Sack Chaser, and that was one of the dudes who got killed. And they're saying that they have every reason to believe, based on cellular tracking, that they are the ones. Him and another one of his associates were the ones that actually set them up in their own vehicle and smoked them.
And this was a rap crew. Like, did they say why? Like, was there some sort of cipher beef or what?
But I think that if he is convicted of being guilty, since he is up for the death penalty in Florida, maybe we'll get some explanation. If he is guilty, like I said.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is a wild story too. Like, it's pretty weird because like he brought the two dead bodies. Wait, what? No.
That's not how it happened. So, basically, what they did is they killed their boys, And then the dude who was originally driving the Jeep, YNM Melly's boy, who was a co-conspirator here, he was the one who drove back to the hospital with the dead bodies, and just basically was like, yo, my boys are dead. And tried to play it off as it was like a drive-by or something. But
And when they told police like where the drive-by happened, they shut down like 12 blocks and like just searched everything.
they couldn't find any shell casings. They couldn't find any signs of any kind of gunfight or anything like that.
There's nobody reporting gunshots.
Yeah, that's not good.
It definitely
It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
And plus, like I said, I mean, they have their cellular data. So basically what the story that YNM Mally and his boy were saying is that YNM Mally was in a different car. So they were, the night when it happened, they were at a studio recording some music. And apparently there was a party that they were going to break off and go to. YNM Mally was supposedly supposed to leave in a red Mitsubishi. Turns out, though, that with the cellular data that they did find, it shows that YNM Mally was with his boy, the Jeep driver, that whole time, basically until the shooting happened. And then they went their separate ways, to which the driver of the Jeep returned to the hospital, and YNM Mally, I don't remember where he went. I guess he turned up at that party. So they were trying to have some cohesiveness with their story, but it just doesn't make sense based on the data.
You know, it's crazy because I am not a gangster or a killer at any point in time, but every time I hear a story like this, it makes me want to throw my phone away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm paying money to walk around with a tracking device that they can, like, at some point be like, nope, you lied about this story. Like shit, they got me.
Like, shit, I forgot, man. I didn't even remember.
That's right. I did text all these plans.
Well, that was the whole 6ix9ine thing, right? They got everybody caught up on 6ix9ine because of the text messages that they found saying that they were going to kill him. So it seems like these new generation of gangsters don't necessarily know when and where to be safe.
Well, I think that in general in the world right now, it's hard to know like what even is like safe and what's being tracked, like what's private.
Right, absolutely, 100%, especially with like Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, how often do you hear about people getting fired for something that they tweeted when they were 19?
Often, way too often.
And it was like 10 years ago. Like he said something like mildly racist in college and like loses his job as a broadcaster or whatever. It's like
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, and like and it's one of those things like you don't really think about it. Like I mean, you text all the time. Everybody says all kinds of stuff. And like, I mean, has there been times that I have sent a message that if something had happened to a person, I would be a suspect? Maybe. You know what I mean? Like maybe. I mean, there's definitely like, oh, I'm gonna mess this guy up, or oh, I'm gonna kill him when I see him. No, you're not. But like, God forbid that guy dies the next day. All of a sudden, like, oh, he was on here. It is on Facebook Messenger.
You were getting hot on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
no face, no case is always the go-to for me. Leave everything at home. Cover up your face if you're gonna do something stupid. And
what do you get up to?
I mean,
this was a weird transition.
There was no transition. I'm adding. We're out of topics for the day.
No, now we're moving on to Eddie's crimes. Eddie, what do you like to do for crimes?
Sometimes I jaywalk. I usually put on a ski mask though, so I don't get a ticket.
Yeah, no face, no case.
Cameras.
Yeah.
Smart, dog. Smart.
And if the cops do say something to you, you just take off the mask once you get across the street. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And Adam just runs.
Yeah, Adam.
He just runs. Flight kicks in, he's gone.
Got the long socks on, aerodynamic. No leg.
All right. So that is all of our topics, and I can't imagine that anyone wants to continue to hear this conversation as it is truly unraveling at this point. So that is it for the Payday Podcast. Well, we do have one good piece of news, Ed.
What's up?
It looks 100% for certain, for sure, that we have a place to stay.
Hey, oh yeah, I forgot about that, dude, even though I didn't. But I forgot about that. That's a great transition. We're going to be in the gala. We're going to be in New York at the gala next month on the 17th. We finally got housing from Airbnb. It sounds like it was just an issue with Tommy's credit card that was keeping us on hold. But now
Debit card.
or debit card. Sorry, don't want to get it twisted.
Yeah. So I think I know I talked about it on the stream, so I should probably go ahead and clear Airbnb's name real quick. So I had never had a place canceled on me before, and in setting this up, the first place that I had booked, I had it successfully booked, and I know I had that booked because they took the money out of my account. And then they canceled because they were doing renovation during the time that we had booked it. So they canceled like a week after I had it booked for a week. And then I kept trying to book, and people, like the places that you're booking, like they give them 48 hours to respond before they, like, to verify that they can have you before they hit your credit card or cancel the booking. So I had 4 or 5 places just say it didn't respond. Now, this last place had an instant book. So I was like, this is the place I'm going to try to get. So I hit instant book, and on my phone, I kept hitting the debit card, like that was plugged in, that all the information was there that they had took the money from before, and it wasn't working. So I had to rekey all my debit information in, and then it just worked. So now I'm wondering if, like, the other 4, something must have been wrong or something, or maybe because they had to refund me the money, they need me to re-input it. I don't know why that would be. But I'm now wondering if, like, the 5 places that, like, just never responded, if it wasn't them not responding, it was Airbnb not being able to run my credit card and then them not telling me or something.
Right.
But we got a great spot. I'm looking forward to it. We got separate bedrooms, but we'll probably still sleep together.
Honestly, we'll put the 2 twins together, and
Victoria can have the other room.
Exactly. That's how it goes. But I'm
Yeah,
excited.
she knows the deal.
The spot that we're in is like it's north of Central Park, right?
Yeah, we're just north of Central Park. You can walk to Central Park. There's supposed to be, like, really good places to eat and stuff, all within walking distance of where we are. And I've been giving a lot of thought, and you're definitely Ubering from JFK, dog.
Hey man, I already planned on that. We were supposed to be staying up by Frank, so that's fine by me.
Yeah, I looked into it. At the time of day, it would take me 3 times the amount of time to go and pick you up and bring you back than it would be for you to just take an Uber to wherever we are. Like three times the amount.
I was gonna say, we're going. So basically, from me arriving, I'm just gonna be going straight to that Korean barbecue spot.
I don't even know if that's what we're doing anymore.
Hey, okay.
But yeah, wherever we're going Friday, that would most likely be the plan. I guess we'll find out the exact times on stuff, which we could probably better off doing off air, most likely.
Absolutely.
You know. But yeah, you're gonna come in pretty much while stuff is still happening, but we'll figure out whether, because you're gonna have, like, stuff with you. You're gonna want to stop and drop your stuff off, right? Like, you're not gonna want to bring, if we're gonna go in the city, like, because you're coming in at what, 6:30?
Yeah, I'm landing at 6:30, right?
Yeah, so, like, you're not gonna want to go to multiple places carrying all of your bags. Like,
I'll just leave it in the Uber.
is that a service they provide? Like, yo, bring this back at 2 a.m.
I just gotta get the same one to drive us back to the spot.
Yeah, meet me here at midnight. That's how it works.
Absolutely. Oh shit. Well,
that's it. So we're excited about the gala. We're excited about Vegas. We're excited about Atlantic City. Are you gonna come to Atlantic City, Eddie?
I'm not too sure yet. I'm not 100% sure on all the details.
What's going on in AC?
AC, boy.
There's like a different expo thing going on at AC. It's tobacco. It's tobacco, vape, and CBD.
Sure.
That's cool.
Right.
I'm not sure, when is that?
I can't remember now. I want to say July.
July. I'm actually supposed to be in Vegas in July for a wedding, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to make that.
Wow, that's cool. Who are you marrying?
Adam.
Nice. Nice.
I'm not gonna be there though.
Yeah, he's just gonna sign the documents, and I'm gonna get it notarized and stuff.
And he's gonna have the ceremony and everything. We're really excited.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the Payday podcast. I don't know. Again, I don't know where to go with that. I mean, that's not illegal. That's definitely not a legal wedding, and I don't know who your notary is, but he shouldn't be a notary anymore because that's not how notarizing things works either.
Listen, it does. You obviously don't know.
I do know.
Shit. He does mortgages, dude.
Yeah, he knows.
Well, shit. I think that's about it.
That's
I
it.
don't really think we have much else to speak on. We talked about Kodak Black's Beautiful Locks. We talked about Old Town Road. We talked about Bun B, busting caps, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like, but definitely subscribe if you enjoy this content that we are putting out.
That notification bell.
Ding that stuff.
And if you don't enjoy it, and if you don't like the content that we're putting out, I still think that you should definitely subscribe and hit the bell and come on and tell us how much you hate us. Like, that's really, we're not trying to be like popular or anything. You guys don't have to, like, we're normal people. You can come and talk to us, tell us the show sucked. Like the Kodak Black segment was terrible. Eddie's story was definitely fake.
100% actually. I don't need the cops snooping around.
But no, and if for anyone who is still watching, check out we do have the pages set up for the shows now. So we have the Payday Podcast page. Definitely go like the page. We're gonna try and do like some fun content, like do probably some memeing and whatnot from the page that maybe we wouldn't do in THL. So you should see some fun Eddie content there coming soon. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for a lot more hookah-related content that's going to be coming out that we keep talking about and then we don't do. But that's it. That's it. Yo, pause.
Boy, some time. Tell them where the fuck to find your beautiful art. Tell them what you're doing and give them the rundown.
Yeah, so my name's Adam. This is my show, apparently. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at WArt. And that's DOUBLEYOUART.com. I've got some prints up there. I just got some pins going into production on Friday, so I'll have those hopefully soon. I've got stickers to go along with all of them, so yeah, check it out.
Hell yeah, boy. That's about it.
Thank you, y'all.
We got to wrap it up on here, but what do we always say?
What do we say when we end shows, you guys?
Yo,
don't be a loser. That was our best one yet. That was our best one yet. What are you upset about? That was perfect.
Your hair looks nice.
It does look nice.
I know, that's why I said it.
Your hair looks nice too.
Anyways, y'all, we definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful podcast with Tommy, Adam, and myself. We always do this every Wednesday. You can find us on the THL YouTube channel. You can find us in THL, the group on Facebook. Join
The Hookah Lounge. The Hookah Lounge. Search for us, find us. We got the new website coming soon. I think it's actually currently active, but there's not a lot going on there. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on, you guys. So just keep it locked. THL, hookah stuff, fun stuff, stories about Eddie's getting in fights, all kinds of things. Quick phone calls with Frank that he's probably gonna yell at me about later. So I'll catch you guys later. I gotta go get yelled at by Frank.
Hey, turn up.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, guys.